Oi, Donny, are you trying to be an engine mate?
Yeah, wrong. Yeah, I'll get on the good jobs.
Righto, we've got this motor out. We're going to check the big end bearings, probably check the mains as well. This motor's probably done a good 20 or so passes since we put it together. So we have checked the bearings when we had the sump off, when we were adding this bigger breather into the crankcase. But we'll be good now to see how the lifespan of these bearings is going to check out. Well, that's pretty cool. One of you guys seen our nitrous plates and asked how you could buy one. So I put the link up in the comments for the eBay ad, and that's getting sent out to him today. So from Australia, heading over to America. Good luck, mate. Oh, there's no messing around here. We've got pistons out. We've got bearings to look at. Not too bad. It's had about 30 hits, so we're probably going to need to throw some rods at it as well. So main bearing wear is really nice in this engine compared to what we would see in an OEM block. So that's pretty cool to be able to see that. Right, everyone knows we have a flex plate that doesn't flex that much, but look at the condition of that thrust bearing. That's like new. So they're only a 180 degree one, obviously. Both sides looking really good. All the main bearings also looking really happy. So obviously being this far apart, it's good to check all this stuff. Lets you know roughly the health of everything. Oh, we've got another head. That's because our other 4-piston one cracked. So we've got a crack in cylinder number 3. Go back and check that video out if you haven't. So mad rush now to get this engine rebuilt, get it ready for drag challenge. So we've got to weld it up, obviously, because we go dry deck with all this stuff. We've got everything sitting on the bench, waiting on some aluminium rods to come. These have had about 30 hits on them. So we'll do that and we'll get back into it. Oh, it's time for a set of rods as well. We've done about 30 hits on these other ones. So this time we've gone the slightly beefier version. So we've gone to the beefier rod that Speed Factory supply. What they have is no pocket in the side of the rod. We'll show you these other ones. So these ones here, they rate them to 1,000 or 1,500 horsepower, and these other ones 2,000. So maybe a little bit more strength, maybe a sales gimmick, who knows. These rods are a bit deeper in the cap and unfortunately hit both sides of the block. So we're gonna have to sort that out. So that's given us ample clearance now. We're back at JOH. What are you up to, Dully?
Just building shafts.
So you reckon we need a spare one for drag challenge just in case Dan flies off the road and hits a tree stump?
Yeah.
So the boys at JOH have done us a big solid. They've had the head for 2 days and it's all ready to go. So these guys, they obviously build all the carbon drive shafts. They've done one for us, they've done plenty on big name cars, so definitely know what they're up to here. So what's this shaft made of, mate?
This is 3-inch chrome moly.
Oh, that's the go.
With billet logo.
That sounds pretty fast. I think one of the major advantages of going to this firing sealing system is you can reuse it. So it's only a matter of cleaning up the rings, cleaning up the copper head gasket, and then you can throw it all back together. So it all cleans up pretty good. You just throw a bit of 3-bond around the oil passages on it and bolt it back down. Massive thanks to old Dully at JOH Engineering for getting that head sorted for us that fast. That's allowed us to smack this thing back together today. We'll throw it in the car tomorrow and we'll keep piecing it back together and show you some of the modifications we've done with the water inlets being dry deck. Right, here's a trick for you punters that are thinking about going dry deck. What we've done, we've opened up the original bleed hole on this 4-piston head, kingpin head. We're going to use that as a water inlet. We're also going to use that as a water inlet, which we always did out of the block. And we've always had our divider plate in there that's welded inside, which stops the water just coming straight through the head from that rear inlet. So a few little tricks there. We've gone to the beefier rods. Hopefully this head does a bit more work than the other head before it decides to crack. So a little bit of a shame with the 4-piston head. They gave us 10% off a new one and did it quite quickly for us. So thanks to Luke for getting hold of me there. That was much appreciated, but hopefully we can get a little bit more life out of this one. So with the valves out of this head now, we can see the crack a lot clearer. So pretty odd that it's gone where it has. There's no real reason for it. The tune-up was good, had plenty of fuel, we didn't have much timing. There's nothing stupid going on, so it's definitely not tune-up related. Maybe it's because the head has had a couple of little repairs from when we've blown the MLS gaskets before we went to this billet block. The head's probably done in total 40 passes, I'd say, from new. So hopefully they don't become an item that you have to change, a service item. We don't want that. Oil filters can do that, but we definitely don't want this thing doing that. I seriously thought we were out of drag challenge this year, just with we've done a bit of damage to the transmission. It was due for a set of rods. And with the damage to that head, I thought there was no way we were going to make it. But luckily, we got some pretty cool guys on our side, and they've all chipped in, and the other guys making this happen. We just sit here and bolt the bits together. So without them guys, you wouldn't be seeing us racing as much as we do, and probably testing things and pushing the boundaries as much as we do. So thanks to all them guys. We'd be stuffed without yous. Oh, it's come back in, Donnie. Only 2 weeks, eh? No messing around here. Righto, so this is what we've done. We've added a Y-piece off the outlet of the water pump that feeds the block as it used to, but now we've got another -8 feed that comes up into that extra port on the head. So hopefully that'll feed water this way. We've also got water coming out of the block there and into the head that way. And then the exit back out is the top of the head, obviously to the top of the radiator. So we've got the flex plate that we got made up by the guys at Mark Barnes Engineering. It's all one piece now. If you haven't seen that video, go and check that out. So we got rid of the coupler just to eliminate heaps of different bolts and adapters and stuff. So that bolts straight on and takes GM torque converter to suit Mr. Bill Hinch's setup for his K to GM rear wheel drive setup. Oh, it's alive again. Sounds happy. Another thing we've got happening is this little K24A3 engine. This is for a customer. We're going to get this one sleeved by the boys at JOH Engineering. They've got a new CNC machine in there, so they're all ready set up to go for that. They'll do the head as well for this. We'll show you a few tricks as we put this one together. This one's going to be about an 800 or 900 horsepower build. Good, we can get that block up to JOH to get sleeved next week. The crank all looks really good. The Honda stuff's always pretty good. And that head as well. So all the valve train cams and everything, that all looks fine. So it's quite a good motor. It's the late K24A3, the RBB3 they call it, which is the last of that casting. So we've just had the converter away again, down to the guys at SDE. Now, I rate these guys, they're really good to deal with. They've got the time for you, which is really cool to see compared to a lot of shops out there. We've sent it back in because we know the transmission's been hot. He's pulled this apart. He had a bit of a giggle about it because he could tell that there's something going on in the gearbox. So now we've sort of modified it again. We're in between roughly where we used to be and then what we just changed it to for Jamboree, and hopefully now this lets it flare just that little bit more through off the trans brake, just to get us up in an RPM where the motor's going to be a little bit happier. So thank you very much for that, SDE. We'll see how this one goes. We'll try not to destroy it.
Well, that was interesting.
Break it down.